Hello everyone, we are MoneyStars and welcome to our very first podcast. Today we're joined by myself and Huda and we'll be discussing certain topics related to saving and investing, specifically on the point that we know how to spend, but do we know how to save or invest? We'll be talking about that first moment when you realize maybe money isn't just for Shopee hauls and weekend treats. Maybe it's time to make it work. We have with us some prompts that we'll be addressing together throughout the podcast. So starting off with the first prompt, maybe Huda can kickstart it. Why do most of us start with spending?
So here's the thing, when most of us think about money, right? Our brain usually screams spend, right? Because, for example, it's normal that our first salary, we will first think about celebration spending. So we grow
Yeah.
up seeing spending everywhere from ads to influencers to that first paycheck celebration. But then suddenly no one sits us down to say, hey, here's how saving and investing actually works and why they matter. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
yes. So let's break it down. Saving is short term, it's low risk, and it gives you easy access to your cash. So for example, like your emergency fund or like your holiday plans, and maybe like when you suddenly want a new laptop. So it's kind
Mm.
of like your cushion or just in case fund. And for investing, right, on the other hand, it's kind of like long term, where it involves more risk but also more potential for growth. So like
Mm.
for example, retirement or wanting to build wealth or even like achieving that dream of like being financially independent. So
Yeah,
yeah, here's the fun part it's not either or. You need it, we all need it both.
yeah, I actually agree with you. I think like we all can relate to the fact that like you tend to spend more when you earn more. And I think there's actually like a term for this called like lifestyle inflation, like where you like because you earn more, you start to spend more, which traps a lot of people to like continuously spend all the money that they earn lah.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, I think yeah, actually it's important that um especially like youths pick up like a good habit of saving and investing early and not fall into like certain like pit holes where they spend everything that they earn during like their youth period. Yeah, I think that's why like most of us we start off with spending a lot and don't focus on like investing our wealth or like saving it for other like future purposes. Yeah, okay. Then in that on that note, right, we'll move on to the next prompt, which is understanding saving and investing, which I think you actually like covered briefly just now already. So just to make sure I understood what you said. So it's actually like saving, you think of it as short term, low risk and easy access for like, for example, your emergency funds or your short term goals. But investing is more longer term and carries like a higher risk but also higher potential for growth. Is that correct?
Yes.
And also like how like they are not just like one or the other, it is both working together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think what you said is true. And you can look at it and through like an analogy like saving is your like your shield, then investing is your sword or something
Yes.
in a sense, yeah. Yeah, I think it's quite a good breakdown of like understanding the habits of saving and investing lah. Okay, so
Yeah.
like I think this next prompt is quite interesting. Why do you think it's so hard to start saving or investing, especially for like youths our age?
I think, well, let's be real. Since if saving and investing is considered so great, like, yeah, you're right. Like, why do so many of us struggle to even start? So, first of all, I think a lot of youths think that they don't earn enough. Like, how am I supposed to save
Mm,
or invest when my salary disappears the moment I get it? Then there's
yeah.
also the fear of like doing it wrong lah. So for example, like what if I invest in the wrong thing? What if I lock my money in the wrong account? There's this pressure to be perfect that actually stops us from trying. So actually from my personal experience, I've never really bothered with investing because of how intimidating it looked. And most of the time when I saw advertisements like Momo, I
Mm,
most of the people there, they weren't like people our age. So that's why I thought that, oh, so maybe investing is more of like an adult hobby thing, or like people with more money to like lose than I do.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, and let's not forget that for people, like we weren't taught this stuff, even though we are banking and finance students, we are not specifically taught about investing intricately. And we're
Yeah.
like, so we learn how to do algebra, right? But no one really explain, no one really like specifically explain, like for example, compound interest. And as well, add to the silent killer that we all face is impulse spending, especially online, like
Mm,
Shopee, TikTok shop. They all love us, honestly. Like even when I look through my Shopee card, I have this like urge to spend as well, even though I feel like there's not really anything that I can gain from it. And it's not
right.
even like big ticket items that I really need, and it's always the small stuff. It's
Yeah,
like,
I think, yeah.
like those $100 purchases you see on Shopee, you don't really want to buy it, right? But then when you break it down, like you see 7 items that each,
Yeah.
example like
Yeah.
90 each, and you felt like it's kind of worth it, right? And you cut it out. But then technically it's kind of like the same amount as like just one expensive item. So that's how we
Yeah.
kind of impulsively spend. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. I think you're right in the sense that like, cause especially us, cause we are not like working full time, so like the amount that we, even if we do work part time, the amount that we earn per month is not say like a lot. So to like put like a chunk of it to like investing is a bit like it's not nice to see like a big chunk of your like small salary just go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also like I think like you say about the advertisements, not only is like they are not our age. I think like last time I like whenever I came across the Momo ads, they're always talking about maybe a bit more like advanced like terms like fractional trading and all that, which like when like before I joined this course, like I wouldn't like understand what it is. Like and then they'll talk about options and all this. So like maybe to like the youths who first of all like aren't from like a course like us or like who simply just like don't bother about it, who like they're not gonna go so in depth into investing. This might be like hard concepts to like grasp or which makes it harder for them to start.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, okay then. I think it sets like a good tone for the next prompt in that how would you recommend people to shift their mindset, like youths, like people our age, how would you recommend them to shift their mindset to like start investing or saving? Like, for example, if you ask them to start small or like start saving a bit.
Yeah, so how do we fix this, right? I think we have to start with small, consistent changes. Personally, for me, you don't have to go from zero, suddenly like
Right.
Warren Buffett overnight. Even setting
Yeah.
aside 10% of like our income can make a difference, or like our allowance. And saving doesn't mean saying that no to everything fun. It just means thinking like what's actually worth it. So for example, like if I'm having like a particularly bad day, but then doesn't like exactly ruin my life. I don't think I deserve like, like a $50 purchase that kind of cuts half of my allowance.
Right.
So it's not it's not a punishment, but it's more of prioritizing our needs. So instead of
Mm.
asking like, can I afford this? Ask, is this more important than than future me having freedom? So
Mm.
every dollar you don't spend is a vote for future you. So for a you
Yeah.
that's less stressed and that can afford more options. So and
Mm.
like you can also walk away from a toxic job that because you got savings to back you up. And I think
Right.
that's always a plus for me.
Mm.
And investing is not just for the rich. It's not this like exclusive club that no one can get into unless you have enough information to get in. It's for the curious, the consistent, and also the people who want to start small but keep going. So
Yeah.
to conclude, like you don't have to wait till you have enough. Start with what you do have, because your money isn't just a tool for now, but it's a tool that you can build the future you that you deserve.
Yeah. Yeah, actually
Yeah.
I agree with like your take on the like how like youths should like approach it and stop thinking that it is only for people who are like very rich or what. And also don't like think of saving or investing as like you're throwing away your money. You're just like, as you said, you're like in a sense like spending it for the future version of yourself, in a sense. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think actually that that summarizes our talking points for this episode lah. I think we gained a lot of insights into how like youths like ourselves view saving and investing and why it may be hard for youths like us to kickstart our journey in these like areas. And you know what's like a good mindset to adopt if like we are looking to start for our future and all that. So yeah, I think
Yes.
for youths, if any are listening, you know, like you can try starting small. Understand that this like saving gives you freedom and that like investing builds your future. And also know that you don't have to, it's not either or, you have to make both work together in a sense.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that sums up our episode for today, and we'll see you all next week where we'll talk to someone who's actually taken the initiative and made their first few investments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.